Okay, welcome everyone to the Outtakes Movie Podcast, where we're on our journey to go through every movie ever made and objectively rank them best to worst of all time. I'm joined as always by my elite crew, Amelia.
Hello.
Jacob.
Evening.
Joe.
What's happening?
And I don't have a pun this time because the title was really difficult. We're watching Baby Driver. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Perhaps I should have given us all like code names, like a crew.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
I've been alright.
Like,
cool.
like the beard.
I think that's Jacob.
The
Surely it has to
pumpkin.
be. Look at this.
And Jacob.
Oh,
crew.
yeah. I'll take that. It's just Batman and Jacob all over again, isn't
Batman and Jacob. So, Baby Driver, directed by Edgar Wright. I think it came out in 2016, 2017. I've already forgotten.
I think it was late. I don't know. I remember it being recent. Well, it's recently, obviously, but
Yeah.
I think it was 2017, or maybe it's not.
I think so.
What do we all think of Edgar Wright?
He's pretty fab.
Good.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah, he's the thing. I liked. I don't know if anyone else has watched it. Spaced. I really like Spaced.
Yeah, Space
But
is
like,
fun.
I've not seen Spaced.
No, neither.
it's so weird, and that's why I like it. So I kind of like him because of it. But then obviously I think the first thing I ever watched of his was probably either an episode of Spaced. It wasn't even the first. It was like season 2, episode 3 or something. And I was like, what the fuck am I watching? You know what I mean? But yeah, no. I think I like Edgar Wright. I don't like Shaun of the Dead, but I like Edgar Wright.
Boo.
Yeah.
You don't like Shaun of the
Controversial to
Dead?
some.
I used to like Shaun of the Dead, but then I studied it for a year straight, and now I hate it. So
I think there's a theme here.
Yeah.
Anything you studied,
Yeah.
we are not allowed to review.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, like Shaun of the Dead. Oh, I hate it. I mean, it's a good film, but I can't watch it anymore. You know what I mean? So like, but yeah.
But yeah, so it came out in either 2016, 2017, none of us can remember. Had a really, really good cast starring the up and rising Ansel Elgort, Jamie Foxx, Lee James, Sir not appearing in this movie, and the concept of music itself also starred, it's worth to say.
Yeah.
I've tried to get every single song and every single scene down in my notes. I'll probably miss a few. Join in if I do. We start with Bell Bottoms. Really, really cool track. We're in. It's
Yeah.
Baby's in the car. His crew's off doing a heist, and instead of following them to the heist, we stay with Baby, and that's a theme like throughout this whole movie.
Yeah.
Like we keep staying with him instead of like seeing the interesting stuff, and we see like his particular relationship to music,
Yeah.
and it's really, really fun stuff. The crew get back in after creating a heist, and we get like Edgar Wright is just so good at stuff. Like he does this like great visual comedy where so it's John Bernthal's in the car, and he points forward, Baby reverses as you do it. It's just like
I love that bit.
the whole movie's lit with fucking great gags, man. And John Bernthal, bless, he's great. We don't get nearly enough of him.
I was
And
going to
that's
Not
say.
in a lot,
film.
is he?
No.
Isn't he only in the beginning? I thought he was in loads.
Yeah,
But then I completely forgot about Jamie Foxx's character. I just, like, in my head, because I watched it when it first came out, but I've not seen it since. So, like, when all the bits that on the Jamie Foxx bits, I thought that it was him for some reason, not Jamie Foxx. And I was like, oh my god, yeah, Jamie Foxx in this film. And then, so yeah, I think we should get him more. But
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We might as well cover it at some point, just so it's not lingering over the whole movie. Fuck Kevin Spacey, fuck that guy. In regards to this movie in particular, John Bernthal, who was only there for a short amount of time, did say that while he didn't get any indications that any of the things he did, he would have done, but apparently he was a dick on set.
Oh, really?
Fair enough.
Yeah. He was,
Which is so annoying because like some of Spacey's films, like American Beauty, I love. So like it's one of those things, isn't it, that like someone's like personal life or whatever you want to call it can like really affect the stuff they've created.
yeah.
Which is rather annoying.
It felt like a big devastating thing at the time because he is such a good actor. He really in this movie he's stunning. He steals almost every scene he's in. And he's one of these actors that doesn't have to like do much. Like some actors are bouncing off of the walls and pulling like every stupid facial expression under the sun to get you to notice them. He doesn't have to do anything. just subtlety, but he commands a room. So yeah, it sucks. But apparently he was a huge dick. John Bernthal said that he went in to the movie with Spacey being one of his favorite actors of all time. He credits him for being like a life changer and a career changer. And when he left the set, he was immensely disappointed and lost all respect for him. So
damn.
We don't know.
They do say don't meet your heroes.
Yeah.
So
we don't know exactly what he did, but we know that he was a dick. So yeah. They're driving off. The getaway driver. The car chases in this film are fucking absolutely stunning. Really, really well shot. I couldn't physically ever break down everything that's happening in them because we'd be here all day breaking down one chasing. But it's fun knowing that Ansel Elgort did do stunt driving training for all his scenes because Edgar really, really wanted to. Yeah, basically, he didn't want to keep putting stunt drivers in there and having to shoot around that fact. He wanted to see Baby behind the wheel as much as physically possible. So he did stunt driving training. There's also an amazing thing while we're just on the topic of like the really bombastic action sequences. One of the reasons why I think they're as dynamic as they're able to be, and I love this, is this movie, and I think most of Edgar's, if not all of them, are live edited. He's got an editor that he's worked with for years and years and years, and he is on set taking the footage straight on the timeline and cutting it. So when Edgar like yells cut and they go to actually look back, they're not just watching the director's VT, they are seeing a rough cut of the film there right then and there.
Oh shit.
See, that's a cool way of doing it, I think. I imagine it's a difficult way of doing it at first, but I can imagine by now they'll have a system to do it.
Yeah.
And that, I feel like maybe that's why, I don't know, I can imagine it would be like really helpful to do it that way. Because then you're not going to have that get into the edit, realising something doesn't really work when you edit it together, and then not having to do reshoots or whatever, or just having to settle with what is something you don't like. I like the idea of it being like then and there, be like, oh, no, that didn't work, let's do it a different way, like right now. Yeah. Like, that's a really cool way of doing it. I can't think of anyone else who does that, you know, as well.
For me, it's totally unheard of. There might be people, but...
No, I off the top of my head, I can't think of anyone who does that.
I know. I feel like too many people would be scared almost to do it. You know what I mean?
Just hearing that scares me because that dude must handle stress so well. Most of the time, I sit down to an edit and I cry and then I start because it's stressful. So. Fair play to him, or whoever it was.
Kind of like a total opposite of how Michael Bay shoots his films as well. Just saying, if I've learnt anything so far, it's that Michael Bay shoots for the edit, Edgar Wright edits for the shoot.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair.
I guess.
I think that's fair.
Like he has more of it. He can see what he's doing there and then, rather than hoping it'll be what he's imagining later.
Apparently, Edgar had, like, obviously he storyboards and stuff, but he also had animatics done for this movie, and they were prepped way, way before the movie went into, like, proper production. Okay. So you've got, like, all the crew has got so much to work with, like, your DOP, your editor, everyone's got a really, really strong visual, so as soon as you actually do shoot it and you get it and you can drag it into your timeline, you really do know what you're working with. He's very prepared man, Edgar Wright, it seems.
You can tell. I think you can tell, really, like, loads with these films. I mean, even as early as Spaced, I think you can tell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't want this to get too much into like a gushing session, but he is a smart guy, and it's really easy to see his like process in his movies. Out of interest, does anyone know how much Baby Driver cost to make?
Oh, I didn't.
I actually have no idea. I feel like it's gonna be. We're gonna think it's a big blockbuster, like loads of money, and then you're gonna spring like. Oh yeah, it was like hardly anything or whatever on us.
I don't think it would have been that much, you know.
No, well, I mean, a lot of it's inside. Like, there's how many locations are there? There's really not that many.
I mean, there's a lot of roads, but we'll count that as one. There's where the crew meet up. There's Baby's flat. There's the diner. There's that one warehouse where the shootout happens.
Oh yeah.
Car park
and
at
the
the
car
end.
park.
Oh, the
and
car
that's
park.
really. That's it, more or less.
That's it, really, yeah. I mean, there's that coffee shop. That's like one scene.
Yeah,
He goes to
briefly
that
in
coffee
it.
shop, doesn't he?
And the laundromat or whatever it's called. whatever they
True.
call
Oh, the
them.
laundromat, yeah. But the coffee shop, the laundromat, I can imagine they wouldn't have filmed him there longer than maybe a day, maybe 2 nights, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
They could be
And-
backlots for all we know.
Exactly. That could have been like a set. I mean,
I mean,
don't know
that's
if
what
it
I
would have been a
thought.
set.
It's a week late, but when we were covering
Yeah.
Batman Forever last week, I remember actually being impressed with some of the sets, but purely based on scale. And I know that's
Yeah.
just able to be done because of the Warner Brothers lots. But like,
Yeah.
so yeah, does anyone have any ideas for budget?
I honestly don't know. I'm going to say like 30 million, maybe?
Okay.
I'm gonna get 15 mil.
15?
Oh,
Sounds like go higher. I was gonna say more like 50.
You were all right to go relatively low. It was $34 million to make the movie.
Okay.
It was all very, very practical. It did make $226 million, which is
Yeah.
fantastic budget. And I think
Yeah.
one of the reasons, to be honest with you, I don't know how much say Edgar gets in terms of budgeting, but I have a sneaky suspicion that it's not particularly high, because even though his work with Nick Frost and Simon Pegg was really well, does anybody know about the box office disaster that was Scott Pilgrim? Does anyone know the numbers?
I've heard about it. I knew that it didn't do great, even though it's obviously really good. I've heard that it's did great. That's like all I know
didn't
about it,
know
though. I
that.
didn't know.
Yeah,
I know they didn't do well.
I adore
Yeah.
this movie. It cost around 85 to 90 million to make, and made, well, it's more accurate to say it lost about $50 million.
Oh wow!
Ouch.
Mad. I don't understand. Like, how do we know? Like, how is it just?
I just think they were unlucky. I just think they were unlucky. I
Oh,
remember
that's so sad.
when I was young and the film coming out and being really excited, and I had a mate that me and him were like sharing the trailers to one another. We were really excited to see it.
Yeah.
And then we picked a date shortly after it came out, and we just checked the cinema that day, and it wasn't there. It had been pulled really early
Really?
because it had just done.
Wow.
Yeah, just done really bad.
Oh my god, that's so
Shit.
weird.
Yeah.
I don't understand why though. That makes no sense. It's so good.
Yeah.
But was it just? Is it maybe like? Maybe this didn't market it right or something? I don't know. Maybe that's so weird though.
Maybe it just
This happens
seems
with a lot of films.
unfortunate.
They've done it where like they're almost like what's that saying where it's like, oh, it was released before its time. Like with most cult movies, they don't do
Yeah.
well on the box office.
Yeah.
I think that's why people are drawn to it afterwards. And then like, oh shit, this is actually a good film. Like,
I mean, it's sometimes release plays into part of it. Like, I remember people complaining when Aladdin came out this year. There was another film called Booksmart that came out. I've not seen it because I'm
Oh, I
scum.
remember seeing the adverts for it. Yeah.
My partner has, and she says it was really good. And a lot of the critics say it's exactly what people have been asking for in film, but it made no money because Aladdin was out. And even though everyone
Yeah.
was complaining about live-action Disney remakes,
People still
everyone
went to
also went to
see
see
it.
them. Yeah.
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 I mean, I went to watch it. So, you know.
yeah, but so did the rest of Fiat 500 Twitter. So that's how it made its money.
500 Twitter. I feel attacked. I like that car. So yeah, back to Baby Driver. Obviously, I talked about the concept of music being a part of it. Every scene was written to music. Edgar basically went away, and while he was writing, he was like, right, I want this scene to last 3 minutes, 20 seconds, and I want it to have a jazz background. Let's go on Spotify and find the exact song that is going
Yeah.
to make that happen.
Well-
And then he would play it while he was writing it, and then edit and time it.
Yes.
I've actually read the script for this, and it does, doesn't it? Like, isn't the first line of the script something like this movie's something? He basically tells the reader that the whole movie's timing's based on the music. Like,
Yeah.
that's like, I can't remember what the line is, but it's something like that. You know straight away. And like, is even some of the bits of the dialogue is clips from the song, like audio from the song, so you know which part of the song you're up to when you're reading it. And I was watching it, I was reading it, and it was like fascinating to read. You know what I mean? Because you can, even if you don't know the songs, you can still like get the beat. You know what I mean? You kind of understand how the scene plays out, even if you don't know even if you have no idea what the music is. You can still get like the feeling from it just for the way he's written it.
When the movie came out, I remember listening to the soundtrack after I'd seen it. I only saw it once in cinema, and I was legitimately able to like be taken back straight into those
Yeah.
scenes, because they'd become one with the movie now.
Yeah.
It was really strange. But yeah, straight on from that is so they get away. Really, really cool chase scene, dodging cop cars, going over, like making cop cars clip over like spikes in the road, like joining 3 other identical red cars. They make like 3 car switches, but they get away. And then we get Harlem Shake as Baby just walks around. Where is this movie set? Is it?
It's not Harlem Shake.
It is Harlem Shake.
Shuffle.
Crap, that's the meme.
It's definitely not the Harlem Shake. It's definitely not that.
Shuffle.
I was just there, like trying to like remember it, and I was like, wait.
I think the worst part is that I was desperately trying to not say the meme one, and I think that's why I said it.
Still did it.
Oh man.
Oh no. Oh no.
Harlem Shake. I think this movie's set in Atlanta, but it looks.
Yeah, I think.
I've done it again. Oh my god. Take me away from movies. Oh gosh. I keep seeing Atlanta police departments everywhere, but it looks like New York.
See, I think it is Atlanta because I'm sure I watched a video once when it just after it came out, and it was like a map of the streets of Atlanta, and they follow the route that he drives, and like it skips a little bit, like it skips a corner here and there, but it's an actual route, you know what I mean? It's not just a bunch of clips of streets just mushed together. That. Yeah, like you can actually see the journey that he makes. Like
I think it was Atlanta.
Yeah, I think it's Atlanta they go to. There's a bit he says it at some point, and I can't remember which bit, but because I had it in my head for a long time that it was Chicago. But then he says Atlanta in the film at some point, and I was like, oh, Atlanta, fair enough. But yeah, that's why I really like that opening scene, because it's an actual, like they've obviously gone, and they've obviously driven the route just to get it right, and they film in all the right location, they film in all the locations, and I really like that opening scene just for that, yeah. Because you wouldn't even need to do that. They just did that.
You could
cheat
it
you just
easily.
did it.
But this is what makes him a good director, because he's so practical, though.
Like, if you live in Atlanta and you're watching this film, you're going to be able to see that, and you would know, especially if you live in the area, you would see it and you would know the route they're going. You know what I mean? And that's what I love about it. Like, we don't live in Atlanta, but you just knowing it just makes the scene so much better as well, because you know that it's like realistic. But I don't know. Okay,
so Baby does the Harlem Shuffle. As we get a really nice one-shot, like, taking him all the way around town. The lyrics of the song keep appearing in graffiti everywhere. A jazz shop accompanies him on the music. ATM sound effects accompany the music. Just perfectly in there. It's nuts. I hate you, Edgar Wright, but in a different way to Michael Bay. It's envy, this one. So Baby gets coffee for all of his crewmates, and we meet Kevin Spacey's Doc as Egyptian reggae is playing. So far, I think I've got all the songs. It's really just a scene to show that often the crew members don't like Baby because he's always listening to music and they always think he's a bit weird. It's just a theme that we're going to set up later.
Yeah.
And we learned that the movie is a one more job sort of plot. That's really it. It's just like, get us going. So then Smokey Joe's La La is the next song. I'm getting them all. I'm determined. Baby's back in his flat. He's making food for his mate Joe. We don't really learn anything about Joe. Joe is deaf and crippled. But we don't really learn where he's come from.
Joe's his foster dad.
Is that just what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That little relationship though is so cute.
It's very cute.
I love how just accepting he is about the fact that he's obviously doing crimes.
Yeah.
To just do this
when
thing.
he's like, where's this money come from? His face is just like...
Yeah,
so
he's
cute.
just... But he doesn't even think he does it. He's like the bit of the... I mean, I don't want to skip ahead, but it's that bit where the police... He's just dropped him off at the thing and he's like, he does the hand thing for good luck and it's just something like that. Love it. I love it.
That's good.
So it's more just showing Baby's relationship with music. as he's like dancing with every single movement that he's doing in real time. Then he makes some music. He remixes the previous scene into a fresh original song, which is great. And then some time passes, and they got the TV on. They flick through various movies. We see Monsters Inc., Fight Club. We end with a bullfighting documentary, and this I find really interesting because this is Edgar Wright's sort of particular relationship to movies. Because when you pay attention to what's going on the TV there, it's the third act of the film.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a video that said that every single one of those lines that is said on the TV, he actually, or someone says at some point, say later on in the film. I found that really interesting.
They all come back, and the way it ends with like a bull seeing red, the way Buddy's going to do at the end of it and go berserk, and they have to get off. They say in the documentary you have to get off, and now you have to tackle it on foot, and it's the same way that they have to get out the cars and actually engage one-on-one. Yeah, it's the third act of the movie, but he just watches it in other films because.
I didn't even realise that. That's so cool.
It's absolutely nuts, isn't it?
Oh man.
So he then goes to a diner, B.I.B.Y. Baby, as she's singing it on the way through, and he totally falls in love with her. It's properly like their relationship, Deborah and Baby, is like a drive-through, like classic romance comedy. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
It's very tropey. She really is just like a almost no character dame, but like it feels so on purpose, like it really feels like all their relationships seems you could take it out of this movie and put it in a romance movie and it would totally fit, would totally work. It's really, really well done.
I love Lily James as well, just saying. She's so
great.
fab.
She's great. What did we make of the like really strong southern accents on show? Because very few of the people here were clearly from Georgia, and I didn't even click until halfway through the movie that he had a southern accent. Like his is more subtle. He does have a southern accent, doesn't he? There's a couple of things where it's not that it like slips. It's that his face has to move in a weird way that it wouldn't if it was his natural voice. Usually when he's saying, it's when he says, B-I-B-Y baby. Like his whole like mouth moves to the side. Get it out.
His voice coach is just on the side like, fuck.
I mean, I wouldn't even mind like Southern American accents. Not even the hardest one to do, really, is it? Like, you don't want it to sound really thingy, do you? But it's because he's American. Is he American?
He is American, yeah.
He is, yeah. I thought he was. I'm gonna kind of imagine he's from Southern America. I don't know where he's from, but not Southern America, but Southern USA. But like, I don't know. I didn't click that he had a Southern accent until like halfway through, and then when I realised, I was like, "Has he got a Southern accent?" Like, I thought it was weird because I didn't know it was set in Georgia, so I was kind of like, when she had it. It weirded me out as well because again I didn't know it was set in Georgia, so I was like, hers was more obvious. I feel.
Oh yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Like you hear it straight away, and it's like, why has she got a southern accent? But
so Doc calls him back in the middle of his date, and we meet a new crew. Jamie Foxx's Bats. I didn't catch the other two actors' names, but it's JD and was it Mr. Nose? Used to be No Nose, but now he's Nose.
Billy No Nose or something.
Billy No Nose.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Formerly known as The Nose, but just because he's used to he got his nose cut off or something. Don't know, but his nose just looks weird.
Yeah. His nose does look weird. Unsquare Dance plays for a planning scene where you don't get to hear any of the audio whatsoever. It's just Baby playing with cars until Bats gets really pissed off with him and is like, this kid's not even listening. And then without missing a beat, Baby's like, here's the plan.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
One thing I don't know as well, if it's 100% true. You know that No Nose guy? You know the band The Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Yeah.
Apparently that's the bassist, Flea.
Yeah, it is.
The No Nose guy, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's cool. Apparently it is. My boyfriend likes it. That's one of his favourite bands. And he was like, oh my god, well, I didn't know that Flea was in it. And I was like, who? So, apparently that's him.
Yeah, I
Oh,
heard
that's
that a
cool.
long time ago, and I'd forgotten until you said it just then. Yeah, no, that's fully yeah. So, then they're at the place, and Neat 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 is playing, but then it gets mistimed slightly, so Baby has to put it back and then replay it, which I love because it's almost like preempting movie nitpick criticisms, like, oh, how would he always time it perfectly every time? He doesn't. He doesn't, and when he doesn't, he gets it wrong. Jamie Foxx already goes like wild, kills some security guard, and that messes up the whole thing. So suddenly got to set off like way faster. The getaway car gets hit by a van, and inside, no, it's not a van. It's
another pickup truck.
It's another pickup truck, and inside is some guy who just carries around a gold deagle and a submachine gun in his car.
It's just on his passenger seat. He's just like straight away. Like, is that what America's like? Because
I always thought he was just like an undercover security guy, just watching it from the sidelines, ready to jump in case anything went badly.
Like the gun
certainly make more sense.
Like the gun makes sense. I mean, it doesn't, but it does. You know what I mean? Like, you can just have it, like, I don't know, in the thing in case he gets carjacked or something. But who keeps a fucking submachine gun on the passenger seat? It's just there. Isn't it under, like, a blanket as well?
He just pulls it off and,
So, like, that's the thing, though, like, isn't it legal to carry, like, a gun? So why is he hiding it? I mean, it's weird that he has it to begin with, just on his passenger seat, but if he's gonna bring it, just show it off, you know what I mean?
There are different laws in when you're in a car, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, is there? Oh, I
think so.
Well, then hide it somewhere else. Don't just put it on your passenger seat with a...
That's why I think he was like an undercover security guard.
Maybe.
Because he was just ready to spring into action.
Yeah, I hope so. Like...
I didn't think he was just some rando.
Just some random guy.
Whatever it was.
Yeah, like, it's just mad, isn't it? Like, I always thought that when I first watched it, I thought that it was weird that he was chasing after him as well. Like, is he like... If he was a security guard, it makes sense why he was doing it. Because he's, like, defending his mate or whatever. But if he's just some guy, and he's like, I'm going to be hero, chase after him. Which, I mean, I think... But, I don't know. Movie though, innit? So...
Yeah, that was always my explanation for it. I was just like, well, it's more interesting this way. Visually.
Yeah.
Why not? So Baby manages to outdrive him. In the process, he makes Bats miss a shot, which saves him. But then the guy ends up totaling his pickup truck on the way. He's probably dead. That was a pretty nasty crash.
It was
probably died anyway.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, there's no way he survived that.
Bats has a go at Baby with his shotgun. He threatens him. He's like, "You maybe missed that shot, didn't you?" It's like in our business, if you get emotional, you either get the bullet or
something. I don't know. So, I can't remember.
Bullet or something.
You either get a bullet or something entirely different, baby. Yeah.
I mean, that should have been the line. So
Good
and even with that summit delivery, it totally shakes Baby up. He's walking on the streets again, getting coffee to Harlem Shuffle, getting there. But it's everything's a little bit downplayed. There's no lyrics anywhere. He just goes up, gets the coffees, gets his money for it, and he is now square with Doc. Except Doc also kills JD for forgetting a shotgun on the on the job, and Baby has to now take the car to the wrecking crew. We get his backstory. So basically, his mum was a singer, and he had a nice, happy life. But then something went wrong in the marriage, and then they were all fighting and arguing, and eventually, an argument in the car leads to a truck. That's sad.
That was such a glossed over. Oh my god.
Imagine someone saying that to him when he was a child, though. He's just oh, where's my mom? It's oh no.
Oh, she's dead. Oh well, never mind.
Oh, so sorry. You still.
Everyone's just you know that hum in your ears? Yeah, well, something a lot worse happened to her.
Oh no. I keep forgetting about the hum actually as well when I was watching it.
But yeah, Easy by Sunday Morning plays during that. as he leaves, and he throws away his burner phone, and he's like done with that portion of his life. So he goes back to the diner to hang out with Deborah, and they flirt, and they're getting on. It's a good time, and they hang out at the laundromat. These two have got such a good chemistry, honestly.
They're so cute together. Like the way they bounce off each other is so adorable.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they look like the perfect couple. They look like you could take them and make those like shitty Tumblr posts where you like totally overdo the contrast and like.
When I was watching that scene in the laundromat, like, I don't know why, but it just popped. The one question I had with it was, like, do you reckon when they were filming that scene, they had to do it really quick because they had to put the... Well, not really quick, but, like, my only thought with the scene was, I was just sat there like, have they paid for all of those machines? Like, the crew. Has the crew just gone around putting things in all of the machines?
Money in each machine.
And then, but they've got to do it really quick because the ones on the end are going to be like 5 minutes into the cycle by the time they get to the other end. So they just got crew doing it on that and just meeting in the middle and being like, right, that's all of them, go, film.
I don't know, this is what you think.
It's actually the
go-to.
crew's laundry. That's what it is. They're saving money by doing like all the laundry there.
They all just got a call from Edgar Wright, and they were just like, yeah, it's Edgar. We're gonna be filming a laundromat, so if you've got any washing, just bring it down. Like he's like the mum or something.
It's
like, clothes just happen to be only red, blue, and yellow as well.
Yes.
Like,
pure
don't bring anything else if it's other colours. Like, oh, but I've got a green. No, not any fucking green, man.
It's like Edgar got 2 calls that day. He got one from the studio being like, hey, we feel like there isn't enough scenes of Deborah and Baby together, and we'd like them to spend a bit more time together and have a bit more exposition. Oh, yeah, no worries, I'll do that. And then he got another call where it was like, all the crew are really smelly. We've been wearing the same clothes for ages. We need to do something about it, Edgar.
I could just picture it, I can picture them saying that to him, being like, we need an extra scene. Where do you want to set this scene with them two? And he's like, oh, let me have a think. I need to figure out somewhere. And he just glances over like that and sees he's washing in the corner. And he's like, oh, I've got an idea.
I know where we can do it.
Oh, man.
So Deborah by T-Rex is playing while they're just chilling out and flirting in the laundromat. And they agree to go on another date. Baby gets a real job. The scene's brought to us by Goodfellas. Thanks for Goodfellas for getting Baby a real job. Couldn't have done it without you.
Isn't that like an actual pizza brand as well, but not the one that he works for?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but is it?
Frozen
Yeah, you get Goodfellas pizzas here. You get they're like the frozen ones.
Yeah, exactly. But like, is that a thing in America? Are they in America? I imagine they are. They must be.
I never thought to Google it because I just know the brand exists here.
I'm pretty sure they are.
It's not the same brand though, is it? Isn't it like some... It makes it look like some off kind of thingy, single private...
Knowing Edgar Wright, this is like some bizarre callback to like his past. Like how Summerfields is in Hot Fuzz because he used to work there sort of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Baby gets a real job. Joe is super happy that he's on the straight and narrow. He's happy that he's found a girl. Yeah, I know you're real happy for him, man.
I love him. I'm so happy for him. I was smiling the whole way through. So glad. So happy for him.
Baby and Deborah go on a date to a really fancy restaurant, but Doc picks up the bill and convinces him to still work for him. We're square, but you're not done for me, mate. So he also threatens Deborah, and that convinces him to go off for it. So Baby's upset and sad, and they go off in the car, and they have their first kiss. It's super romantic, and again, because Edgar Wright is just fucking too good, nice little lighting trick where they're talking and it's nice and the car light's on, and then she leaves and gets out and the car light switches off because the door is now shut. But obviously he's all down and he's alone with his thoughts. Yeah. Fuck you, Edgar Wright. It's how you make a good movie. So Doc has Baby scout a post office with some mystery child. Let's not ask where Kevin Spacey got that.
I'm pretty sure he said it was his nephew, but yeah.
Is it? I thought it was his son.
Allegedly his nephew.
It's the character's nephew.
So,
I love how you had a character on the end there, just so we know.
Who really knows?
That Kevin McSpacey, man.
Kevin McSpacey?
Yeah, no, I don't know. He's Scottish now, apparently,
Can you get that? Can you get that through drive-through? I'll have a Kevin McSpacey, please.
Oh yes, I mean
Just a hand coming at you.
just the hand. Is it Kevin Spacey's hand, or is it just a hand? Is it a hand that Kevin Spacey's provided for the
It's
meal?
like the it's like, you know, in Ghostbusters where the demon hand comes out the sofa and gropes that girl. That's what the Kevin McSpacey is.
Oh no. Wait, so is it just a normal meal, but that experience comes with the meal?
Comes out the burger and just grabs your face.
Oh, you
other
know,
places.
no, you know what it should come with as well? Like, it should be like a Happy Meal. I mean, maybe not a Happy Meal, but it should come with like... it should come with like in a box, and on the side it's just a picture of his face with the instructions. Have you ever seen that video of him? And it's like that Kanye West, someone's like, beautiful morning, and it's a picture of someone holding up a Kevin Spacey mask, and he lists it down as Kevin Spacey. It should come with that mask and like the lyrics to that song. It's just like, my God.
That meme was my favourite for so long. I'm so
Brilliant.
You know what? Same. Like, I discovered that song and listened to that song in college purely because of that meme, and it made me so sad when he turned out to be, you know, what he is. So, you know,
Rip.
beautiful morning,
Yeah.
but not for Kevin Spacey. So, because he's unemployed. So, Baby Driver, where are we up to?
Yeah, where are we?
Okay. So,
Oh dear.
yeah, the job is to go and rob a post office. Baby has to scout it with Doc's nephew. Doc's nephew's like on a PSP the whole time, but you know, it's like there's whatever there is, 12 cameras, 4 staff, 10 customers. He's done all the scouting in a second. Baby just has to buy some stamps, so it seems less suspicious. But he gets attached to the teller, like he's really, really, really regretting getting back on it. I did, while taking notes, miss 2 tracks. They were Baby Let Me Take You and Early in the Morning. I've got no idea where they were playing, but the internet assures me that they played in the movie.
Alright,
They were somewhere. So the crew assembles to plan out the job. You have John Hamm as Buddy. You have Jamie Foxx again as Bat. And, oh God, what's her name? Darling. Hang on, I've got the DVD here. I'm very prepared. Oh God, no, it's all the horrible writing.
Oh.
I'll just mouth the word. Asa Gonzalez. And then I'll edit it later, so it's
Nice.
her name comes out. Yes, there we
Nice.
go.
Oh no!
Seamless.
When you do that, you need to say her name, but you got to do it like, say her name's, I don't know, Claire. Say her name's like Claire, like that. So it's so obviously off. It's like I'll mouth the word Claire. You just gotta. Oh, you know what? I'll just do it, and I'll just do that voice, and it's just so obviously not you. And then we'll get this little bit, and be like, oh my God, it was him. Like this. Made the connection.
So Darling and Buddy are together. They're all making out. They're super romantic. John Hamm at this point seems like the nice one in the team.
He does.
Joins Buddy. They listen to Brighton Rock. They get going. And Bats is like questioning why they listen to like killer tracks because he's worried about Hex songs. Do you know about Hex songs? This is a real thing, apparently.
It's based on a true story,
Really?
isn't it?
Mm-hmm. While working on the
Explain.
movie, they were talking to some ex-cons who said that sometimes when certain music would play on the radio, they would just stop the job. They just wouldn't do it. Bad sign.
Like,
bad
one of the
omen.
guys he interviewed was like they like verbatim almost went through the scenario that Jamie Foxx then like recites, where they were going to a job and they heard knock knock knocking on heaven's door,
Yeah.
and the real life crime didn't happen because that was on the radio. So that then gets repeated when Jamie Foxx says it like later on.
I mean, it
But
makes
that came straight from like an actual scenario, which is kind of cool.
Like, if I was about to rob a bank, I would probably, if I heard that song, like, either that or maybe Highway to Hell, maybe that'd be another one. Sympathy for the Devil, if that came on. Love the song. Wouldn't want to do it before robbing a bank. So...
What would be like your killer tracks? What would be your like...
What, to rob a bank?
Absolutely, we're robbing the bank tracks.
I don't know. There's got to be like a really good one.
Back in Black.
Nice.
Oh man, I was thinking
That's
that.
a good one, man.
Oh, right, you know what? Mine would probably be Paint It Black by the Rolling Stones.
Ooh,
only because
that's a good one.
You just imagine, like, you just listen to the beginning, like, do no 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 no, and you're just getting all ready to get out of the cars. You got your mask. You like pull your mask down. It's like diddle-noon, diddle-noon. It's like and at that bit moment, you'd kick the doors in. You're like it'd be beautiful.
But you haven't thought about it much, have you, Joe?
No.
I was just about to say.
Rob a bank? What are you on about?
He's tucking away masks, like, right now.
Yeah, just,
Oh yeah. What was that time in work, Sam? And there was like a thingy. I was talking to you and Kate about the Ninjago masks, and I said about robbing a bank with them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That
There you
would be
go.
terrifying.
You had, like, I swear you had some sort of plan. Like, it was way too in detail.
I'm just gonna disappear one day, and then you're gonna see me on the news being like, "You robbed a bank of whatever." Like the real reason I moved to Manchester or something this whole time.
you're planning a heist.
Like, it's a crazy... Like, you're just on the news surrounded by, like, 12 cops with guns. It's, like, a really intense...
Just an Ninjago mask.
Yeah. You know, we're
They're like
joking
the
about
foam
this,
swords as
but-
well, just like, nah, you'll never take me, I've got like a sword of fire, mate, come at me.
I'd love to see that CCTV footage.
Oh,
You've seen
man.
this man.
Those Ninjago things, just the things that we sell.
Mate, the Lego Movie 2 flail, that would do enough damage.
Oh, yeah.
Now you're talking.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Stop
test someone who had one of them.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't either. I'll just go in with one of those, those plastic stop signs that we had as the shield. I'll just go in with one of them.
Never stop stopping.
Never stop stopping.
But yeah, and I'll do all that while listening to Paint It Black. That is the answer to my question.
Why not everything is awesome, mate? Come on.
Yeah.
Fake
I mean,
fan.
to be fair, I think I'd probably pick, like, Battle Without Honor or Humility for a very similar reason.
Oh, okay.
From Kill Bill.
That's quite good.
So, like, as you kick down the doors, it's like... Bow, bow.
Yeah. Oh my god, yes. Like, I kind of want to rob a bank now just so you can actually...
Whoa!
I mean, I'm not
I
going
think
to.
we just found Exhibit A, Your Honor.
We can't air this now. Oh, we're all involved.
Like, you're going to release this, like, next Sunday, and then when we're filming, like, next week's episode, we're going to get halfway through, and the SWAT are going to come through the door and just take me out. And then it's just going to, like, a SWAT guy appears, like, and turns the camera off.
Sits down, takes off his helmet and mask, and just joins in the conversation.
Yeah, just sits
in your
in, like,
place.
Discussing, guys.
Joe's preoccupied,
Okay.
my name's John, I work for the SWAT team. What we're talking about here now?
What were we watching?
Just gets it up on his phone and watches it.
It's like when...
Sits down on my couch, watches it on Netflix, you know what I mean, while we're doing it.
It's like when... It's like when Homer gets tries to jump in the U2 concert, and then they take him away, and they're like, "Don't worry, folks, he'll be just fine." And you're in the background getting beaten up.
Yeah. You just could see in the reflection of like my window or something, it's like, but batons like that. Oh man. Oh, and then that's where it gets revealed that I did actually rob the bank. Boom! Plot twist.
Plot twist. Incredible.
Whole time.
God.
So baby driver.
The Edge plays, not the guy from the U2, the actual song. It's not just him rocking up. The Edge plays as they're going through the planning scene for the job, but they need a crap ton of guns, so they've got to see someone called the Butcher.
Good name.
They play the Tequila song to see the Butcher, who is this like the cousin of the drug guy from like Bad Boys. He's like dressed exactly the same.
Shared universe.
Version of him.
Shared universe.
Yep.
The Michael Bay, Edgar Wright shared universe.
Yep. The Bad Boys Baby Driver shared universe. Imagine
I
just
can
Will
see
Smith.
them existed in
Imagine
the
Baby
same
Driver
universe
just
as well.
rocking up in Bad Boys 3 Life.
Love it.
Hot
It would
Fuzz and Transformers. Same universe.
Now
Yes.
you're talking. The horse he rides in on at the end just becomes like.
Oh man,
Fab.
I can just like imagine a scene where there's like a bunch of Transformers like fighting loads or whatever in like a city, destroying it all, and then you've just got like fucking. What was it? Mark Wahlberg's in them now. Is he?
It was
in them?
Mark Wahlberg, yeah.
So you see Mark Wahlberg just like a Nick Frost just chilling, and like he's like, oh my god, they're fighting, what do we do? And he's like, and then Nick Frost just gets a shotgun. And he's like, oh, he just fucking. He's like, oh, I think we're going to have to kill him. And he's just like, shame, and he just runs into it with that accent that he does in Hot Fuzz. Be amazing.
Deal with it, motherfucker.
Yeah. Oh man, I'd watch that film. To be fair, like full
Same.
on. I'd watch
Same. Bats realizes that some of the goons that the butcher has are cops and shoots him down. And then we get like a whole new cover of Tequila played entirely by gunshots.
Oh, yeah.
That was
So cool.
Oh yeah,
That was really cool.
Sick.
I love that song. You know, like I started listening to it, like because we had to pause the film halfway at that point, so we could like have dinner, and I was just sat there having dinner, fucking listening to that song. I was like, na 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 Tequila. Just out of nowhere.
Take a shot.
Amazing. Yeah, Tequila. And then having like a steak or whatever. I can't remember what we had, but you know, it wasn't steak. Can't afford that shit, you know. But Tequila, good song. I'd still listen to that song when I'm like pissed on, like full on. Good song.
So they drive away. Baby's super pissed about all the murder that's been happening. And along the way, Bats insists to stop off and get some food, but it's Deborah's diner. Baby's very, very insistent about not going there, which is exactly why Bats insists on going into it. Big mistake. Oof. Jamie Foxx, by the way, great in this movie.
He's so fab.
So good.
He's such a prick, which is why he's good.
I hate him so much in this film. Like, he's so good at just every little bit getting you to hate him. Like, the script is doing a lot of work, but so is he. It's fucking excellent.
He's so good.
Like, movie bad guys now, I feel like, are always either comically bad or really cool.
Yeah.
Like, you don't hate bad guys now. I can't think of a movie that's come out in the last couple of years where you hate the villain.
No, neither can I, not off the top of my head.
Ah, it's good. I want to try and think of
It was
one.
Joffrey in Game of Thrones, but that wasn't really a movie.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, for TV, that was good. I mean, Game of Thrones was pretty good at getting you to... It was good at creating villains. Like, once
Peter
you
Baelish
dealt
as
with
well.
one, you know? Like, it'd be like, get rid of Joffrey, bring in...
Cersei.
Ramsay.
Oh, him.
Get rid of Ramsay, bring in Cersei. Get rid of Cersei, bring in Daenerys. Like, it was really good at just...
Except that last bit.
Oh, well... The doing it with Daenerys was absolutely awful, but you can't deny that she was a villain.
Yeah.
I did hate her. I mean, I hated Weiss and Benioff more, but... like,
You just felt sorry for Amelia.
yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx absolutely stunning in this. They're in the diner. He's been really tense, and then he just goes to kill Deborah just because why not? Just because he's a lunatic. Just to try and get any sort of rise out of Baby.
Yeah.
Bananas. They call me and say bananas. Where are my bananas?
I honestly no idea what you were talking about then. I thought you just like, yeah, baby, bananas. I thought you just seen them at the corner of your eye. I was like, what the f*** is going on?
I just had an aneurysm live on air.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean now. It's all good.
They're like, job's off, that's it. They were my cops, you killed my cops. This is way harder to do now. We're not doing it. But in the previous scene, we learned John Hamm has connections to Wall Street, so feasibly, they could still do it. Everyone agrees to do it, but Baby lies. He tries to leave, but gets caught by Buddy and Bats, which is where they find the tape recorder, and they think he's like a big snitch the whole time.
Yeah.
So they knock him out. They raid his apartment. They steal Joe's wheelchair. Sorry, Joe, man. How you gonna get around now?
Don't know.
That's such a dick move. Like,
what, me saying that after Crawl, or like in the film?
Nicking the guy's wheelchair. Like, you don't need to do that.
No, that's like, that is evil. Like,
it must have been a hassle bringing it back as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like when I saw
How do you fold those things down and like put it in the back of your car or whatever?
What car did he go in though? What car was he in when they like knocked him out? Was it a car that would fit the wheelchair in it, or was it not?
I mean, it might have been a pickup.
Oh, maybe then.
I think it was.
Was it? See, when I saw that bit though, I assumed that Joe was there with them, and it was going to be like, "Hey, it's fine." But then he goes back later on, doesn't he? And he's just lay there on the floor, it's like,
chilling.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
still
been
there.
the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you can't like thingy, but like, it's sad he's been the whole time. Sad, rip.
So they discover all the tapes, and then the song Intermission play. Oh no, I'm skipped a bit. They play them back. They'll only just make some music. They decide to give him one more shot. So intermission plays as the job starts. Again, we don't see the heist. It's all just baby sitting, waiting. The teller from the other day is about to come in, and he's like, no. And he's trying to do her a favour, and she calls over a security guard. What snitch?
I know, yeah. What a bitch. Just let him rob the thing, you know what I mean? You're only working for stuff. Like, you're not going to lose your job. Like,
Bats comes back, spots the security guard, just guns him down, and that's it. That's like the last straw. And this, real talk, right? This moment here, I think, is the best start to a third act in any movie ever. It's where baby drives full speed forward and impales Bats.
yeah.
I didn't see that coming, and when I first saw that, I was like,
As soon as they pulled up behind the truck and it just had all those things sticking out, I was like,
Yeah.
that's
I
that looks like a hazard.
Forgot. Yeah, I completely forgot that this scene was in it. And as I was watching it, it occurred, like, I saw it, and again, I knew that it happened because I'd seen the film before, but came completely out of nowhere for me. I was like, oh my god, yes, I forgot about that. I got, like, serious Final Destination vibes from it. Like, full on. Like, I didn't see it coming at all, but love it.
Yeah, it's so good. I can't think of any other third act that starts with a guy getting impaled and Hocus Pocus coming in on the exact same beat. So good. So that disrupts absolutely everything. Darling and Buddy try and escape one way. Baby runs the exact other way and tries to get a disguise, but then he gets chased for shoplifting. Oops. Meets Buddy and Darwin back in the car park by mistake. Darwin ends up getting shot down, and this is Buddy seeing red, becomes the bull, starts trying to kill Baby. So Baby escapes, just about manages to get to the apartment, which is weird because, like, I would have thought Buddy would have thought to go there.
Yeah, you'd think, wouldn't you?
Like, he'd been there with Bats the previous scene. Just, it might have been a thought, but he manages to get him out, get Joe to safety, leaves him at a home. I was like, I always get really emotional when I do get to the scene where he leaves him and he's like, hi, my name's Joe. I like jam spread to the edges. I like music, you know, please look after me.
Yeah.
So honestly,
Hot
that's actually so
gold
sad,
scene.
isn't it?
It really is.
So yeah, Joe wishes him good luck as the police start coming. Never Gonna Give You Up, not that one, is playing in the diner when Baby goes to pick up Deborah, but Buddy actually is there waiting for him. Right.
Oh, John Hamm.
So, tension. And I originally thought security guard was coming back outside the toilet. It turns out it's a waitress. John Hamm looks around. Baby steals the gun in that time, shoots him. They run away. So, Baby and Deborah steal a car. They go and see Doc, who is packing up his Hot Wheels. He's fuming. He's like, look at this baby. I got to put my toy cars away. How am I going to get kids over now? Fuck have you done, man?
Oh, no. There it is. Oh,
Look at that box just has like a winky face on the front of it or something. And he just lifts it up and he's like, I can just imagine Kevin Spacey. Maybe that was his box from home. Who knows? Maybe
I hope it just...
About it.
I hope he folds it over and it's just a picture of his face wrapped around the box.
I really hope that in the movie 7, when he opens the box, it's just that box with the Hot Wheels in it.
The Hot Wheels!
And he just opens it and he's like, He has the upper hand. He just sees all the Hot Wheels in the box, and he's like, "That's why I hope he's running about." I'm like, "What's in the box?" Hot Wheels. Happy Wheels.
Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels, and that's why I shoot. Did I say Happy Wheels then?
Yeah, you did.
Oof. There you go. That's what I hope is in the box in 7. I mean, we know what's in the box in 7. Happy Wheels.
Spoilers.
Hot Wheels!
It's Gwyneth Paltrow's head. Yeah.
Anyway.
So, he's packing up his Hot Wheels. He's done. But Baby managed to convince him to give one take back to him. And because they're so cute, just so gosh darn cute together, he totally caves and agrees to help them. Bananas. Those cops from earlier, they're back, boys. Don't know why they're trying to kill Kevin Spacey now, but they're just back. Just a bit of cannon fodder. Doc kills them, shoots them all. But then Buddy shows up, plays Brighton Rock, Baby's killer tune, runs over Kevin Spacey, not once, but twice.
Nice.
I love that they show that second time. You see, like, the head just explode,
Oh, I
basically.
know. It's grim, isn't it?
It's just, you're watching it, and it's, when we very first watched it, it was like, oh, Kevin Spacey, no. And now you watch it, and you're like, Kevin Spacey.
Oh, no.
Like, it makes me think that he just did it just because it's Kevin Spacey, not just because it's the character, you know what I mean? But,
Maybe he knew.
Maybe, yeah. Oh, God, I don't know why he knew. Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Let's not go there.
No.
Is this whole episode just us, like, ripping into Kevin Spacey?
Oof.
Being, like,
It's just an oof
thingy or
episode.
something? And, yeah, literally. We'll have a picture of Kevin Spacey just, like, on the thing. Don't even have baby, just like, oof. Oof.
So then we have a great big car battle. It's really fun. Just cars bashing into each other, chasing each other, going all over the place. It's shot amazingly. It's really fantastic. And then Baby manages to overpower Buddy's car, gives him the Star Wars death, pushing him down a great big hole. But just like Star Wars, it doesn't kill him. Like every big hole in Star Wars never kills someone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway.
So Baby tries to push him down the thing. It doesn't work. John Hamm gets out at the very last minute, shows up with a gun again, and he's like, you took what I most love. I've got to take what you most love. So he shoots him twice, like just over the ears to like trying to deafen him.
Yeah.
And then he's going to go and shoot Deborah. But then he just doesn't, and they win. Yeah, Deborah comes out and fights him, and then they win. And yeah. Good job, Baby.
Yeah.
Saves the day.
Nice save, man. We hear Easy, but it's Baby's Drive's mum. It's Baby's mum's cover version of Easy as they try and drive away. But there's a cop barrier there to stop them.
Isn't that the track that said mum the whole time? That's the track, isn't it?
Yeah. It's Easy. But Baby turns himself in, and he's like, "Don't get involved in this. It's not your fault." All Lord's characters like testify on his behalf. Like an old woman who he robbed a car from earlier is like, "Yeah, man, it was weird. He just like apologized to me, gave me my purse." He seems like a cool dude. I mean, he robbed my car, but he seems alright.
Still robbed the car. Like, what even happened to that car? Did we ever find out? Did he leave it or something? I can't remember.
I think he just abandoned it somewhere.
He just abandoned it. Yeah.
Oh, so he didn't get destroyed. That's fair enough. Then maybe that's why. I said, "Oh no, I got the car back."
He parks it up. Oh gosh, I think
When he's collecting Joe. He's collecting Joe.
Is it?
Yeah.
He goes to Joe's and then he's carrying him, and he hears the radio that they're driving like a purple. I can't remember what sort of car it is. And then he's like, "Oh
then,
shit!
like,
I guess we're taking that one."
See, I love how in this film. So there's the nice, sweet old lady that he takes the car from. He's like, "Oh no, he's stealing the old lady's car, no." And then later on, he steals those two like guys, and they're like vaping, and they're like in the fucking, I can't remember. And he's like, "Oh, well, at least can I have my phone?" And he's like, "No,
bitch.
Get out of here, man." Like, I know it's so he can listen to music, but like he's just using this guy's Spotify. Like, what a knobhead. Just at least ask first, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, all that music's going to come up when he's recently played now. And all his mates, like, see him, like, "Oh, what are you listening to, bro?" And he's like,
his Discover Weekly is going to be messed up.
Yeah,
for
exactly,
ages now.
yeah. exactly. And then he's gonna never get his phone back, and like Birdie's probably just kept the phone, so he just listened to fucking this guy's Spotify in prison. And every time the guy tries to go on Spotify, it's like, oh, did us listen to it? And I'm like, fuck off, guy, you still like that. I'm in prison right now.
I'm pretty sure you don't get for Spotify in prisons.
You know, I mean, they get some weird stuff in prison, so I'm sure Spotify can be one of them.
You smuggle in a Spotify subscription.
Have you ever seen, what's it called? Shawshank Redemption.
You're going to say Red Dead?
I was, yeah. I mean, they get some, yeah, point made. Move on.
Yeah.
Sure, okay.
And we're basically at the end here anyway, because of the testimonies. Baby gets 25 years, but then subject to 5 years on parole. Keeps at good behaviour, gets out, gets the girl, gets the car, gets the drive. Nice happy ending. Woo-hoo. And that is Baby Driver.
Hey.
There's so much hidden detail in this film. I loved it.
It's incredible.
You know this bit at the end? This is my issue with this bit in the end. It's a nice ending. I really like the ending, obviously. But this is my only issue. This is something I picked up when we were watching it. He's just got out of prison, right? Is he allowed to leave the state? Because he should be on parole, realistically.
Yeah, no.
So are they just going to drive around Georgia for a bit?
Probably.
For 2 years. Yeah. And then when he just does fine... No, because when you're on parole, you need to get a job as well. So...
Good fellas.
It's like, oh, happy ending. Yeah, exactly, yeah. So they're just going to go on weekend trips for 2 years. And then it's like, oh, your parole's been lifted. I feel like it's longer than 2 years as well. He, killed someone. So, I can't remember, but I find it weird. It's like, oh, happy ending, parole. Parole's gonna exist, you parole, don't worry about it, man. Don't think about it too much, I'm Edgar Wright. I can just imagine Edgar Wright sat in the cinema whispering that to people.
To be fair, I do think Edgar Wright, if I have any criticism of him, it's that he doesn't have the strongest endings. He's got very strong movies, but I think he's always got a vague gesture in the direction of an ending. I don't know, we talked about Scott Pilgrim earlier. I don't know if any of you seen the alternate endings to Scott Pilgrim. They shot 4 or 5 different ones, and they just did not know which one they were going to go with.
No.
One of them is where he does get together with knives at the end. One of them is where he doesn't end up with either of them. There's one where he just hangs out with Nega Scott, and that's the end, I'm pretty sure. He's happy to have himself.
Like that.
There was a whole bunch of them. So I think it's probably I don't know. I can't really remember the endings of Hot Fuzz and the other films right off the top of my head. But even The World's End, it's just they got to the point where the world, the apocalypse had happened, and now we just have to sort of wrap it up quickly.
Oh yeah, and they throw the thing in at the end, don't they? They throw the cornetto thing in the very last bit.
Yeah.
Just because I always thought that felt like they'd forgotten about it, and he was like, "Oh shit, we need one really quick," and it's just in there. But then maybe it was planned to be that way, and I'm just not seeing it that way, so I don't know. But
while you were saying that, I literally just broke my mug.
Oh, what?
What made you do that?
It just came off. I was holding it, you were speaking, and then it was in 2 bits. It's cheap, crappy mug that says "Game Over" that has a controller handle.
Game's over now.
Oh no!
It's so meta. Game's over.
Oh no, that's so sad. Rip?
Game over.
Game over.
Movie over. Oh.
I feel like you did that on purpose now, just for they just broke the mug. Oh, the mug was already broken the whole time. Plot twist.
I'm sure we've all got lots to say. I mean, we kind of whizzed through this one, but it's because it's so easy to just gush all over films like this and stuff and go, this was cool, and this was funny, and this was well shot, and this was sort of whiz through it. But as always, what we're going to do now is we're going to go through one by one and give final thoughts about the movie, and we're going to give it an overall score out of 10, and then I'm going to use maths to give it a score out of 100, and then we're going to find out where it ranks on the objective list of best to worst movies of all time. Amelia, start us off.
So, I'm not going to lie, when I first saw this film in the cinema, I came out and was just like, I didn't really enjoy that. I don't know, I think I was built up to think it was going to be something, and then young me just didn't quite get it. But rewatching it is a good film. He's really good at kind of doing tricks that you kind of would associate with old cinema, like you say, having someone's costume evoke a feeling, or a music being a really big centre, and so that's why I think he's probably one of the best directors that we have at the minute. He's really good at doing that kind of thing, So yeah, I'll keep it short and sweet as well, like the episode, and I think it was really good. I enjoyed it. Out of 10, I'm gonna give it a 7.
7. Jacob.
So I loved it. I'm similar to Amelia. First time I watched it, I thought, yeah, that was pretty good, pretty solid. Rewatching it again, started this week, watched it, loved it. I was like properly watching it, trying to pick out everything because I knew that there was going to be some really obvious things, like the anytime he wasn't listening to music, you could hear just like a hum, just like a subtle humming noise. I was like, I get it, movies. I understand. So then it was when I watched it for the second time this week, I was like looking forward to watching it 2 times in a week. Loved it. It's just really like nice to look at, and as a movie, that's kind of what you want, really. Something that looks good and sounds good, and it did. So I'm gonna go 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Joe.
So with this film, I didn't actually go watch this in a cinema. Like my mates were like, "Do you want to go watch it in the cinema?" And I was like, because like Edgar Wright's one of those people that I pretend like I don't like him when his new film's coming out just to be different, and then obviously he's really good. So, and they were all like, "Oh, you know," they went to watch it and they were like, "That's actually so good," and the soundtrack was amazing. And I was kind of like, because the reason I didn't go watch it was because I was playing Uncharted 4. So I didn't want to stop playing that. So I was like, go watch this film by this guy I'm going to pretend I don't like, even though I really do like him, or play Uncharted 4. So play Uncharted 4. And, not a bad choice. Good game. Anyway,
were you playing Uncharted 4 or were you playing Crash in Uncharted 4?
Oh, good question, man. You know what, actually, I've just realised, I don't even think I was playing Uncharted. I think I was playing Uncharted 3. So, maybe that wasn't a good choice, but oh well. But yeah, no, so I watched, first time I watched this was once, I didn't watch it in the cinema, kind of wish I did, it would have been really good, like, with the sound, the music and stuff. First time I watched it was when I accidentally bought it on Amazon Prime, and my dad was annoyed at me, but I was like, sorry, so I watched it, anyway, and I watched it, and I really liked it.
What were you trying to buy?
I don't know, I think I just clicked on it, and it just bought, and I was like...
What other baby movie? Were you trying to buy Boss Baby, Joe?
Yes. That's what it was. No, I was trying to buy the TV show Boss Baby. That doesn't even have any... I'm pretty sure that was on Netflix anyway. No, yeah, so I watched it, and I really liked it the first time I watched it. I like John Hamm anyway, because I love Mad Men. So he was kind of like the main thing for me, and obviously I like Edgar Wright and Jamie Foxx and stuff. But yeah, I liked this movie when I first watched it. I liked it when I watched it again. Like, I did not put off watching this at all. You know what I mean? Like, you know, with like when we watched Vertigo. I know. Sorry, Amelia, I know you like it, but I literally watched it like the night before we did that because I just didn't want to watch it at all. But with this, I was like, literally, I think I watched it maybe the same day or the day after we did that thing because I wanted to watch it because it's a good film. So I'm gonna give it an 8.
8.
Yeah.
So I mean, Joe, you brought up the comparisons to Vertigo, and I feel like we've come a little bit full circle here in my head. So I came down hard on that movie, and I'll stand by it, even though it was mostly just jokes. But that's not to say that I don't think that what Hitchcock was doing in that movie was good filmmaking, because it absolutely was good filmmaking. In the process of that review, I said Hitchcock had to first make good films, so that one day we could get great films. And for me, this is an example of that great filmmaking. It's everything that he laid the groundwork for, and the other fathers of cinema, and now we can build on it and expand on it, and we can have fun with it, and we can play with it. And that's what Edgar Wright to me is as a director.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff to dig into here, and we've definitely not done it justice in this podcast, but this is just for a bit of fun. Anyone could watch this movie as like an intro to filmmaking, and you would learn about coverage, about composition, about editing, about lighting, about costumes. You can go into literally any field, and you can come out knowing more about your field because of movies like this. I'm really, really glad it did well. Every fucker else on the planet gave it perfect ratings. And I'm not going to be cool and not do it. And I'm going to give the show's first ever 10.
Oh,
fair enough.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. So
Nice.
that gives us an overall score of 82.5.
Ooh, I just dropped. I just
Nice.
kicked.
The excitement.
So exciting it was.
Baby Driver is officially the best movie
Whey!
of all time.
Love it.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Hey, what's the worst? Is it still Bad Boys?
Bad Boys is still Bad Boys. It's still the
Sorry,
worst movie
Jacob.
of all time.
It wasn't that bad. I know it's in the title, but it wasn't that
Something will
bad.
replace it one day. It's okay.
It'll be another one of his films. It'll be Bad Boys
Yeah.
2.
Oh.
You got Bad Boys 2, Jacob.
Bad Boys 2 is worse, I'll be honest.
So, that brings us to possibly our most important moment of the show, which is finding out what we're going to be watching next Sunday. Amelia, let us know
Hello.
what we're watching.
Right then. Well, as we were talking before we started the podcast, the next time we film the podcast, it will be October. So I feel it's only right to kickstart kind of the Halloween, I say spooky season, that kind of a vibe. So next week, I'm going to be the host with the most, and we're going to be watching Beetlejuice.
Ah, mate.
Ooh.
Okay, that's a good one. I thought
Partly
you were gonna.
because... Carry on.
I was just gonna say I thought you were gonna put like Hocus Pocus or something. That's why.
No.
I was expecting
I
that
mean-
before Christmas.
Yeah.
Maybe if we're still in October. But no, I do you know what? This Beetlejuice is one of those films I wanted to watch. I think I only watched it for the first time at the start of the year. Because it's one of those films that's been on my list, like, right, I need to watch that, I know everything about it, I just need to watch it. And I watched it and I was like, this is actually, it's quite short, it's not a long film,
Yeah.
but it's fun and it's really good and there's a lot of really interesting stuff to talk about, and Tim Burton's one of my favourite directors as well, and I'm really excited just to talk about it. So yeah, so Beetlejuice, that's what we're going to be watching, if that's okay.
Excellent.
Good stuff.
Ah, brilliant. I'm excited.
Sweet.
Okay,
Yeah.
so everyone follow us on social media, links in the description. Give us a like, give us a subscribe. Join us next Sunday, every Sunday, for Beetlejuice and beyond. Did it.
Bye. Copyright, no.
Oh, sorry.
You trying to do the Looney Tunes thing?
I
I
thought...
don't know. I don't know what I was doing, honestly.